This computer. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the next installment of our ACE workouts from home. We'll be having a good holiday season. Today it's Max and myself. It's our turn to do a little home workout, and we're gonna have a little focus on some of our winter sports. So we've got some classics, hockey and figure skating. We've got curling, and then we're gonna finish it off with some skiing. 3 different circuits as you're used to. First and foremost, when you're getting ready for winter sports, you really got to make sure you're acclimatized and you're safe. So we've got some winter equipment here. I'm going to get my hat ready. Max has got his helmet. Safety first, as always, even when you're at home, and you got to acclimatize to get ready for those winter sports. So as I said, our first circuit is going to start with some hockey or figure skating related movements. Max is going to show all of the different movements in a standing up variation, and I'll show you down from the mat behind me here how you can do them as well. So why don't we get started? Max is going to start describing. We've got 4 exercises in here. We're going to do 1 minute per exercise, and you'll just get to follow along. So as we're describing, encourage you to just follow along, try these things out, and then we're going to go through that full circuit once we describe each exercise. So just sit tight. So first one is our lateral leg raise, and Max is going to show us how that looks standing up.
Perfect. Thank you, Manny. So we want to practice a little bit for our figure skating pirouette. That's why we chose the standing leg raise. And standing, we're just going to be back here and extending out to the side. You can hold on to a wall or some kind of thing that is around. The important part is that we have our toes pointing inwards, so we really engage our glutes, and this is an exercise focusing on our glute muscles. And then Manny will show you how to do this one from the mat.
Awesome, that looks great. So on the mat, we're just gonna be lying down into a comfortable position on our side. You can brace your head with your elbow like so, and then same thing, leg is extended, toe is pointing straight in front of you, and you're lifting, making sure you go nice and slow here out to the side. So that's your lateral leg lift, and you can switch at halfway to your other leg.
Okay, the next one is the wood chops. So you grab a big piece of wood or whatever weight you have laying around, and for those, we really want to chop from side to side. So it is a core engagement. We have a slight bend in our knees to get that core engaged, hips a little bit back, and then we're chopping from side to side, trying to keep those elbows as straight as possible. Okay, awesome. And Manny's going to show you how it looks from the wall.
That looks really good. So here we're getting ready for those slap shots, getting that core engagement. We're getting ready to build some fires after our session. So for core engagement, we're going to do what's called Russian twist. So similar to the wood chop, you're going to be sitting down and you're going to want to lean backwards slightly. You'll notice my heels are on the ground just to support myself, and I'm grabbing my trusty piece of wood or weight of choice, and you're just going to hold it out in front, and then you're just going to rotate gently to the side, side to side, making sure that back stays nice and flat throughout. So that's going to be your core engagement from the ground.
The next one is the shoulder press, and that is to either lift the figure skater or lift the Stanley Cup, but I don't know how likely that will be for Calgarians, so we will see. So you grab your weights and really pressing up, again, having that slight bend in your knees, core engaged. You should feel it in your shoulders, keeping those shoulders down and pressing nice and straight up. So from the side, it looks like this. And then Manny will show you how it looks from the ground.
Awesome. So almost the same thing from our kneeling position. We're just gonna get comfortable and stable. Again, putting those weights right above the shoulders and pressing up. Big breath out as you press up. Like so. So exact same thing. Core stays engaged. Shoulder press above the head. If you want to do this with a resistance band, you can also do it just wrapping that resistance band underneath your knees, and same exact movement. And on to our last exercise here.
Yes, last but not least, we got the speed skaters. So for the speed skaters, we're hopping from side to side, engaging our arms. And as with all cardio exercises, we're listening to our body. So shifting our weight from side to side, but listening to our body and seeing how fast we can go. Okay, Manny, for the last one on the ground.
Good that Max has his helmet on for that one, just in case he falls and slips, he's gonna be safe. For me, I'm gonna show you just a little bit of something different. These are some Supermans. You might have done these before, but what we're gonna do is to add some arm motion to them. So we're kind of on the ground. Think about a skater being lifted and forming that nice straight body position. So we're gonna lie down on our stomachs and get those arms going, lift those arms off the ground, and then just alternate, and you can get your legs up off the ground as well. That's an additional challenge. So there we go. That is our first circuit. Why don't we try it out and start with our lateral leg lift. We're gonna go 60 seconds per exercise. Let's get going. In 3, 2, 1, and let's begin. So really focusing, keeping the core tight, pulling from the outside of the leg here and the back of the leg. Nice and easy. Just gonna check our time here. We got 5 seconds left on this side. And then we are halfway, so switching around.
For the standing option, really important to point those toes in. So we keep our foot flexed in a 90-degree angle, and then trying to point those toes more towards the middle of your body. And then really squeezing with the glutes. You can also pulse and hold it out here, really getting that glute engaged.
That is time.
Nice.
Exercise 1. On to the next one. Are we ready with our wood? And starting in 3, 2, 1, let's begin. Leaning back, engaging that core, nice and gentle. If you're feeling really comfortable there, you can lift those feet off the ground. Just making sure that the back doesn't round, like so. Got 10 more seconds till halfway. Keep on breathing throughout here. And that is halfway. On to Max, how you doing?
Very good, thank you, Manny. So if you're chopping away standing, really again, getting those legs engaged. So we're bending our knees slightly and then keeping that core engaged while we shift from side to side. Again, really important to keep our shoulders down here. So we're just lifting our arms, keeping those shoulders nice and tucked down. Powering through to the last seconds. Looks like we're done. Good job.
That is time. Awesome job, everyone. That's 2 minutes down. We got 2 more minutes. Next one, we're on our figure skater lift. Grab your weights and let's start in 3, 2, 1. Let's begin. Big breath out on the way up. Breathing in, breathing out. And really engaging those shoulders, working through the triceps as well, so the underside of the arms. Looking good, Max. We got about 10 more seconds till halfway. Find your pace here, 60 seconds. It's a long time for shoulder press. And 3, 2, 1. That is halfway.
So if you're doing the standing option, what you can do is take kind of a staggered stance. So being in the staggered stance, you're having the knees slightly bent and really focusing on keeping our back nice and straight and then pressing up through our shoulders. Breathing out while we press up. I think Manny just said 10 seconds left. So just powering through. Good job.
And that is time. Well done, everyone.
Nice work.
Last one, we got our speed skater or our Superman wood chop. Let's get started in 3, 2, 1, and begin. Nice and easy here, staying focused through that movement. You can take a quick stretch, relax, and come back into it. 60 seconds, it's a long time. And that is halfway. Let's pass it on to Max. Look at those speed skaters.
With the helmet on, it goes very easy because I know even if I fall, I'm good. But I bet you guys are speed skating away as well. You guys are all pretty familiar with this one. So just going from side to side, and as with all cardio, listening to yourself and really pacing yourself. A minute can be very long. Really going from side to side. You can add a little jump in if you want, but it looks like we're done.
That is time. So that is circuit 1 done and dusted. Well done, everyone. Now you're acclimatized to winter sports. A couple of high fives coming through. Take a quick breather. Grab some water. We're going to move into our second circuit, which is curling, one of those famous Canadian winter sports. We don't do it very much in Germany, but in Canada, we get out our stones, get some curling in. So again, we're going to do 4 exercises here. Actually, 3 exercises. We'll keep it nice and simple here. First one is the lunge or the single leg glute bridge. So Max, go ahead. Show us that lunge.
So for the first one, as if we're curling away with that stone, we're lunging down and then curling away. So to actually see that lunge properly here, we want to focus on really getting that 90-degree bend. So having that 90-degree bend in our knee and then pressing back up through the heel of the foot, going down and pressing up as if we would curl away, and then going over to Maddie's.
Awesome. So I'm going to do a similar exercise. It's called the single leg glute bridge. Here you're going to want to start back flat on the ground. Move your feet close to you. And then you're going to start with that 2-leg version. You're just pushing the hips up, squeezing the back of the legs together. And then if you're feeling comfortable, once you come up here, you can extend that one leg out and come back down. Or you can go with the leg extended and do that whole movement on one leg. All right. What's our next one, Max? Show us.
For the next one, we'll grab a weight. You can do it double with both arms at the same time or just one arm at a time. But we're going to do the triceps extensions. Why do we need triceps extensions for curling? For the brushing motion, so really extending out that triceps while we brush away. So basically for our triceps extensions, we're bending over in that ready position, pushing back our hips, having the weights nice and close, and then extending out. If you do happen to have a chair, what you can also do is do the same thing from a chair. So you're in this position, you're having that elbow tucked in and always keeping that elbow nice and connected to the side and extending out and squeezing with our triceps. Awesome. Over to Manny.
Pretty much the same from the ground. You saw me demoing there. You're just getting into that tabletop position, nice flat back, and just keeping your elbow locked, extending through the tricep. And last one here, we're gonna practice some single leg balance. You wanna stay balanced on the ice, and there's 2 ways to do that. Max, show us.
Yeah, so with the balance, we're just gonna stand here on one leg and keeping our balance as if we would swipe away. As always with balance, it gets easier if you focus on a point. It gets harder if you shift your gaze around or you do other activities with your hands. And then over to Manny on the ground.
Our balance on the ground is going to be our bird dog. You're probably all familiar with this one, but usually we go alternating arm and leg. To get that balance going, we're going to go same side at the same time. So you need to find a nice stable position. That's a tough one. You're going to balance. So you need to lean over a little bit more on this one. Leaning over, stable position, and extending. If that's feeling a little bit too difficult, feel free to go with the classic bird dog. So that's opposite arm, opposite leg position. Awesome. Let's get started with that. I'm going to get my timer ready, and we're going to start with that lunge or single leg glute bridge, starting in 3, 2, 1, and let's begin. So you notice when I get to the top, I've got that nice flat back posture. You can hold here for a second. Hips are as high as they can be, nice and straight. We don't want to arch the back here, so just getting to that flat back position, and that is halfway.
So for the standing lunge, it's really important to keep that knee behind our toes and staying at 90-degree angle, and then pressing up through our heels. You can, if you want to, go alternating, or you can do 30 seconds on one leg. How are we doing with time there, Manny? I'm getting tired.
4, 3, 2, 1. That is time up. Next, we're on our tricep extensions, getting that brushing power going. Let's do it as a team in 3, 2, 1, and let's begin. So you notice nice straight back posture. Elbow is locked in. I'm just moving from the forearm. Good. Just like that. Maybe keep a nice gentle bend in that arm here that's supporting. And we are almost halfway. Now we're at halfway, so we're going to switch the arms.
So if you're doing it standing or with a chair, really important, same thing, keeping that back nice and straight and extending out, giving the triceps a little squeeze at the end of the range of motion, and then slowly coming back
Got
to
10
the initial position. Great job, you guys got it. Powering through, the triceps does get quite tired. Nice work.
And 3, 2, 1, that is time. Well done, everyone. We are on to our last exercise. Let's get it going. Let's get ready. We're going to do some balance practice. Max is going to show that standing balance, and I will do the seated or on the mat balance in 3, 2, 1, and let's begin. So I'm really focusing. Before I move that to that balance, I'm really shifting my weight over if you're doing same side. Otherwise, you're doing the bird dog, just like this. And just like that, we are halfway.
So switching legs at halfway, or you can do the circuit again, but then just do the other leg. So with the standing balance, really important. If you have trouble with balance, just having something close to you that you can hold on to, but also focusing your gaze on a specific point. You can make balancing harder by shifting your gaze, but also just playing around with clock tabs or an object that you just hand around. And we're already at a minute. Easy.
That is time on circuit 2. You're all ready for curling now. Get out there with some friends this holidays. You can do some distance curling together. And we need a quick breather, especially in this guy. I'm acclimatizing, but it's a slow process. So just taking a quick breather, grabbing some water. Max showing an excellent example of hydration right there. And our last
important in the mountains
circuit is going to be skiing. Maybe one of my favorite winter sports. You can think about cross country or downhill skiing here. And we're going to start this skiing circuit off with side lunges. So Max, show us what those look like.
Yeah, so we're lunging away. Already did the front lunges. Now we're doing side lunges. So you really want to get down here and then pressing up again through that heel. So if you have a side view on this, we really want to press our hips back and then pressing nice and up through our heels. Manny, how does that look on the ground?
Awesome. So we got 2 options here. First one is called fire hydrants. we're gonna get back to that tabletop position as last round, and we're just gonna lift the leg out to the side. And you can kind of switch up your skiing movements here. So other options to do that kickback, strengthen different muscles in the leg, because skiing is definitely going to use all those muscles. So that's our options there. We can alternate, we can do one or the other. What about our second exercise? What do we got, Max?
The next one, we're gonna go for a ski race, and we gotta knock those gates away. So we're going for boxers, again, having that stable stance, feet about shoulder width, dropping our butt back a little bit, and then just on chest level, we're punching out as if we were punching away the ski gates and going from gate through gate. And Manny, how does that look on the ground?
We're gonna do that same thing. We got two options here. So either you're just following along, same thing as Max was doing, but we're doing it in that kneeling position, or we can get down onto the ground. We're gonna do our chest press. So we're grabbing our weights, kind of getting into that arms tucked position, back flat. And what you're gonna do is here, you're gonna alternate. So you're going one arm at a time, chest press. Think about those gates coming at you as you're going with speed down the hill. And we've got two more exercises. Our next one is the row to kick back.
Exactly. So for this one, again, we're going into this bend position. We're starting out here and rowing back. So we're pulling the weights into our pockets, keeping those elbows nice and tucked in, and then extending out here again. So those triceps are gonna hate you tomorrow when they're sore, or probably us, because it's us prescribing the exercise, right? So that's how it looks, and then over to Manny.
Awesome. So we've got that road to kick back, practicing some of that, maybe that Nordic skiing or cross-country skiing. You're pulling that pole and extending. Now what we're gonna do on the ground is some reverse snow angels. So just strengthening that lower back. We're gonna get down onto the mats. You're gonna bring your arms out to that Y position. You don't need weights here, but you can use weights. You're gonna lift up off the ground, and you're just gonna do some snow angels in reverse position. So strengthening that lower back, using the shoulders, but feel free to just do that with body weight because it's plenty challenging. And last but not least, what do we got?
We're gonna climb up that mountain because we go backcountry skiing. So we gotta really lift our knees heavy and going into high knees, climbing up that backcountry mountain. How does that look from the ground, Manny?
Exactly. So same thing here. We're working on those high knees, but what we're doing is we're doing that mountain climber plank exercise. Maybe not everyone's favorite, but it's a great one. So I'm getting into that high plank position. My legs are just coming up, pulling my knees into my chest, making sure to maintain consistent breathing here. And you can always pause in that plank position if you need to. Awesome. I think that's all of circuit 3. It's our last one. Let's finish it off nice and strong. We're getting started with those side lunges or the fire hydrants, alternating with leg extensions. Let's get started in 3, 2, 1, and here we go. Really focusing. We can keep that neutral neck position. So I'm just looking down. You can play around which one feels best, which one you want to work on. This is going to be more the side of the leg. This is more the back of the leg. And just like that, 3, 2, 1, and halfway.
So you can switch it up here if you did only one side the whole time. Really important for the side lunges is to press our glutes back, nice and back, and then coming up into that stance by pressing through our heels and really feeling our quads and glutes firing here. Good job. Keeping that back nice and straight. How are we doing on time, Manny?
That is time. You almost knew it. We are on to our next exercise. That looked really awesome. The next one, I just have to double check. We all have some memory lapses.
Backs and punches.
Max is on it. So we're going to do those punches or that alternating chest press in 3, 2, 1, and let's begin. So big breath out as you press up. Your elbows are going to be tucked in roughly at 45 degrees. So you notice the weight is slightly bent. Big breath, imagine those gates flying at you. What's our time? We're almost halfway. Here we go, halfway point.
If you are doing the standing version and it is a little bit too easy for you and you want to challenge yourself, what you can always do is just go into a lower skiing position and really squatting down while punching out here. Nice work, everybody. Keeping those shoulders down and really one punch after each other, extending out those elbows.
And 3, 2, 1, that is time. Well done, you're ready for downhill skiing. We're gonna move into our cross-country ski mode. We've got those road to kickback. So grabbing your weights, finding a stable position, either standing or kneeling, and starting in 3, 2, 1, let's begin. We've got row to kickback. And then I think we had another option here as well. We had those reverse angels. So I'll show you what those look like. If you've chosen those already, lifting up like so. Keep it going, that's halfway.
If you're doing the standing version, again, keeping those knees slightly bent, straight back, and really squeezing at each end of the position, and rather moving nice and slow and controlled than rushing through it. Good job. You should feel your muscles in the back firing up from the rows, and then the triceps again on the extension.
And that is time. You know what it is. We are into our very last exercise of the day. I need a quick deep breath if you need one. No worries. We're going to get into those high knees or mountain climbers. And we're starting right away, last minute. 3, 2, 1, let's begin. We're trying to keep that straight back here. Just moving at the knees. You can take a quick breather in that kneeling position if you need to, or you can just stay in the plank as well. Getting close to halfway here. Keep it up, that is halfway.
If you're doing the standing high knees, really keeping those arms engaged in a 90-degree angle, getting the arms involved. And as always, listening to your body.
You can get down into that full plank if you want.
Great job. Keep it going. You guys got it.
Last 10 seconds.
Powering through, getting to that summit of the mountain so we can ski down nicely.
And that is time. Well done, everyone. We've gotten to the end of our workout. Now you're all ready to get out there, hopefully do some outdoor activities, or just repeat this workout. As I said, acclimatization takes some time. Thanks to Max for joining us today. Thank you, everyone. Great effort today. I think a couple of high fives are in order.
They definitely are. Great job, everyone. Happy holidays and a good Christmas season, and hopefully you get out there and enjoy the beautiful Rockies.
Happy holidays, everyone.